Am I the asshole for making my daughter pay back a $1,000 dress she was supposed to wear in a wedding? Edit. I didn't go to my oldest and pressure her to make Emma a bridesmaid. My oldest gave in after Emma pestered her about it. Emma has a phone. I don't even learn about the pestering until after she was added. I have a daughter, Emma, 16F, who was supposed to be a bridesmaid in her older sister's wedding. My oldest wasn't planning to have Emma in the wedding party. It was Emma who really wanted to be a bridesmaid because she was excited and wanted to be involved. My oldest agreed to include her, even though it meant extra costs and adjustments. The bridesmaid dresses, shoes and fitting were around $1,000 each, which we agreed to pay for since Emma did not have that cash. The wedding is in a month. Emma suddenly changed her mind. She refusing to wear the dress since she thinks it is ugly, saying it is unflattering on her. It is, but didn't speak up at any part. She said she felt uncomfortable, wasn't close to the other bridesmaids, and didn't want to participate anymore. I reminded her that she had been the one pushing to be a part of the wedding, but she was firm and backed out. Now, we're stuck with a $1,000 dress that can't be returned. I told Emma that since she was the one who wanted to be in the wedding and then backed out, she would need to pay us back for the dress, either by working part-time or payment plan using her gift money. Emma is upset and says it's unfair, claiming we're punishing her for not wanting to do something she wasn't comfortable with anymore. Multiple family members think I am too harsh. Info. Did people make comments about the dress looking bad on her? Did you make that comment? Is her dress different than the other bridesmaids? Was it specifically chosen to make her uncomfortable? What is her relationship with her sister? Did you explain to her in advance what being in the wedding party means? The almost universal expectation that bridesmaids' dresses look a bit SHT? There's so much missing here about how she came to any of these decisions and what you as parents did to explain the choices to her, that we can't honestly say if it's fair or not to make her pay for it. We're punishing her for not wanting to do something she wasn't comfortable with anymore. Not the asshole. She's not being punished, she is just having to face the real-world consequences of changing her mind. Making her pay back the money is the right course of action for a 16-year-old to learn from. Make her pay or be a bridesmaid. This probably messes up the whole bridal party because the number of groomsmen will be off. Emma is too young and immature to grasp that. I'd have a heart-to-heart and see if you can help her through her insecurities. But also explain the ripple effect of her choices and that she will be made to feel it. Her behavior is on par with her stage of development, but this is where she really needs to start experiencing the impact of her choices. Saying you are uncomfortable doesn't change the fact that she pushed her way into the bridal party and is now backing out, and that a dress was purchased for her for $1,000. She can decide if it's more uncomfortable to wear a bridesmaid's dress or to pay you back. Not the asshole. While I personally feel that you should not have humored this at all, not the asshole. This is what happens when you back out last minute when everyone paid for you. Not the asshole. This is a valuable lesson to learn. 1,000 seems like a lot for a teenager, but she'll be a lot more careful with her future commitments. Not the asshole. Emma is old enough to deal with the consequences of her actions. Am I the asshole for lying to my boyfriend what I fed him for dessert? Hi, so I, 24 female, have a boyfriend, 24 male. I'm from Poland and he's from Spain. Since we met almost 1 year ago, he never tried any Polish food that me or my family prepared for him. If he just said, no thanks, I would be fine. But he always comments on how disgusting it is, asks how could we even eat that, and he gags for the whole meal. He never even tried that food. We argued about it a few times, because I think that his behavior is unacceptable, but he say that this food is just horrible and he's allowed to have preference. 4 days ago, at a family dinner when my mom asked him if he would like some galabki, Google translates it as a cabbage rolls. Not sure if it's the same thing. He once again gagged, covered his mouth and said that he could never eat that. I was furious with him and told him to apologize. He refused and there was a tense mood throughout the rest of the lunch. After lunch it was time for a dessert. My mom made sirnik, which is similar to cheesecake, but it's made with cottage cheese. My boyfriend refused to try that before, but this time my mom covered it in chocolate so it looked a little different. When he asked what's that, I quickly said that it's some store-bought cake. My family didn't correct me and we all ate in peace. My boyfriend even took a second piece. He asked where we bought that. Then I told him that it's sirnik that my mom made with cottage cheese. He looked at me a little confused then told my mom it is good. I was happy with the result of my lit lie, but on our way home he started yelling at me. How could I humiliate him like that in front of my family, and how could I lie about what he's going to eat when he already told me that it's disgusting? I asked him what his problem was because he liked the cake, but he said that I didn't respect him and his boundaries and he's not talking to me until I apologize. It's been 4 days, he's not answering my messages and I'm having doubts if he's right. Am I the asshole? He's not allergic, doesn't have any intolerance, and he isn't on diet that would made him not to eat a Cernic BTW. Edit. Oh wow, I didn't expected so many comments in 2 hours. Thank you so much for all of them. Many questions. Why are we together? I study in Spain, met him at a university, and he and his friends are kind of my Spanish family now. He is usually a sweet and funny guy, just not a Polish fan. We visited my family for 2 days, Friday and Saturday, and when we were coming back to Spain he snapped about Cernic. Not sure if I continue this relationship, but it's scary to be alone in foreign country and lose almost every friend I have now. Is Cernic worth it? He's still an amazing boyfriend who cares about me, light up my day. If you ever been in love you would understand the feeling. Still not sure if I should apologize, because his behavior was very childish and disrespectful as many of you said, but lying wasn't the best option, so I think I'm guilty of that. Edit 2. Oh my, this already have over 1500 comments. I try to read as many as I can but cannot promise anything. Anyway, thanks for the responses, it opened my eyes a lot and made me do some actions. I talked to my parents about this, apologized for bringing him with me and not kicking him out. Also discussed with them his behavior towards me and them. I found out that not only he was disrespectful about the food, but when I went to the toilet and my family tried to engage a conversation he was just nodding or shaking his head, without trying to respond properly. I texted him that we need to talk face to face, and if he's not gonna answer me by tomorrow, I'll end it by sending him a message. Do I have another choice? I will apologize for lying about Cernic, because I think that's my mistake, but the rest is on his side. Thank you for all your comments. Malego Nia. Adios. I had my daughter's friend over for a sleepover and said I was cooking puerco asado, red beans and rice and yucca with mojo. She said she didn't know if she would like it because she doesn't always like that sort of thing. I said if she didn't, I'd happily do something else. However, she happily gave it a try, 3 or 4 mouthfuls to fully assess flavor, etc. She then apologized and said she didn't like it. I said, it's okay. You tried, and that's fine. Even though she had a feeling she might not like it, she still gave it a go. Afterwards, I made something else. My point is that even a 10-year-old still tried food of a different culture without immediately saying no. She also said she happily try another Cuban dish. Not the asshole, but I wouldn't stay with a guy like that. Being picky with food is one thing, but the clearly disrespectful behavior towards you and your family? Not even wanting to try? Sorry, but that has nothing to do with being a picky eater or certain nationalities, that's just flat out rude. Sorry you had to deal with that. Face with diagonal mouth. Not the asshole, but break up with him. His attitude to your culture is disgusting, and he's rude to your family as well as you. Why are you with him? Everyone sucks here, you shouldn't have lied, and he is looking down on you because you are Polish. He doesn't have a problem with the food, he has problems with you being Polish and his prejudice towards your culture. Your boyfriend is extremely rude and disrespectful. I'd say his behavior is bordering the line of emotional abuse and bigotry. In short, he sucks. Not the asshole. Normally I'd say YTA for lying about food, but this time not the asshole, dump this toddler. His reactions are not just vile, they are straight up racist. You lied knowing no allergies were involved and his preferences are just disguised racism, not the best way but understandable. But you are an to yourself if you stay with him. He's a grown man, he chooses to behave that way. Am I the asshole? Dog owner said, you'll be alright, to me. I was shopping at the Lowe's closest to me. I'm attempting a DIY plumbing repair and was looking for some items I needed. I started out alone in the aisle and I was focused on finding a part one needed that I didn't notice the yellow lab and owner enter the aisle. The dog sniffed me and I jumped a mile high. I was spooked AF. I turned to the owner and I say, what the hell? He tells me, you'll be alright. I'm normally a very calm person, but that set me off. I told him that decision is not for you to make. I went off on the guy. He has the audacity to tell me if I don't like dogs, don't go to Lowe's. He says, you know Lowe's is dog friendly, right? That means you are okay with dogs. The dog was being a dog, sniffing never harmed anyone. He ends with, you are just being an asshole. I tell the dude to fuck off. I got my shit, complained to staff, and left. But was I the asshole here? ETA. Yes, the dog touched me. My leg was wet. It sounds like you got startled by the dog and then the man's, you'll be alright, really set you off. That comment was annoying, but you really seemed to go overboard. Unless there was more to this story and you're just not telling it well, you are the asshole. Lowe's is a dog-friendly store. I see at least one dog every time I go. The owner should have apologized instead of saying, you'll be alright. But I do think you overreacted. As for telling the staff, unless the dog was aggressive, I doubt if the complaint went any further. You are an asshole, but you'll be alright. Wait, at first I thought you said the dog jumped a mile high. But it just sniffed you? You are the asshole, definitely. "You'll be alright," was mildly inconsiderate, but your reaction was over the top. Dog-friendly does not mean that it is okay for the dog owner not to be in complete control of their dog in public. At least in America, that is the legal standard that Lowe's expects of a dog owner. I worked there for a little while years ago, and that is what management told us. We had the right, responsibility to have a customer remove their dog if the dog was disturbing other customers. Would I have asked a customer to remove a dog that just sniffed someone? No. I would have talked to the dog owner and let them know that it is their responsibility to control their animal so it doesn't negatively impact any other customers though. The dog owner could have been more diplomatic, I suppose. Slight asshole for him. Overall, definitely you are the asshole. Especially the complained to staff about another random customer. You're why people hate working in customer service. Am I the asshole for not splitting my college fund with my dad's affair child? My father dropped a big bomb on our family last year when he revealed that he had a secret son from his affair years ago. After my mom found out and gave him the ultimatum, he cut things off with the mistress and she moved away until last year when she introduced him to their son Hank. I really don't give a damn about his latent father instinct since he didn't give his other family any consideration when he broke the news. Thank God my mom divorced him and now neither my brother Connor, M18, sister Sophia, F15, or I want anything to do with him anymore. Here's the thing though. We have a shared college fund that my mom's parents set up for us when we were little. My parents contribute almost half of the money and my maternal grandparents contribute the other half. The account remains under my mom after the divorce. As far as I know, he stopped contributing to that account after the divorce. Last month, I found out that my dad's been harassing my mom because he wanted to add Hank as a beneficiary to the college fund for my siblings. He's saying that Hank is his son and therefore entitled to the college fund that he set up for me, Connor, and Sophia. My mom told him off and now he has been going around harassing her online and to their mutual acquaintances and friends, claiming that she is heartless and cruel for taking her anger out on an innocent child. And then, he also had the genius idea to reach out to me to put pressure on my mom. He said I should consider opening up my heart to Hank, who grew up without a father and wasn't set up in life like my siblings and me. I left him on read since honestly, the things I wanted to say to that callous evil monster may be too much. Yesterday he changed tactics and now said he wanted to withdraw all his part of the money from the account, divided them to make sure Hank has his share and deposited the rest back into the account. With the caveat that since Connor and I didn't need to use the college fund for tuition since we both had full-ride scholarships, the money would be divided into 2 parts for Hank and Sophia, instead of into 4 parts for his 4 children. And now some of my dad's side of the family, and even the mistress are pressuring my mom to agree to that. And I'm praying that she won't. It physically makes me angry that we're being asked to split our money with my dad's affair child. Even if yes, I don't need to use the money to pay for school, I will need it in the future. Same with Connor. And I know for a fact he would never use the same reasoning to exclude Connor and I from the fund just to have the money solely for Sophia in the same situation. It's all for Hank. I understand that Hank is innocent and not responsible for his parents' actions, but I don't think of him as my brother. Hell, I don't even think of my father as my father anymore, to be honest. As far as I'm concerned, my family consists of me, my siblings, and my mom. That's it. So, am I the asshole? Edit. I'm 23, Hank is 14. Update. Thank you so much everyone for the support and advices. I really appreciate it. I talked to my mom this morning about getting the lawyer involved and also about a potential restraining order. She has been talking to the lawyer about dad's demands and it looks like he really doesn't have any rights to it. I think some of you are correct that he is doing all this because he knows he won't win in court. As for a restraining order, mom is hesitant to do it right now since dad has visitation rights with Sophia and she doesn't want to make it too complicated for my sister. But she promised me that if things get worse she will get one. My brother Connor and I also talked and we will be taking turns coming home for the weekend so mom and Sophia won't be alone just in case anything happens. Some clarifications. We haven't involved mom's parents since their healths aren't the best right now. Grandpa was really shocked when he heard about the cheating plus secret son of dad that he had a heart attack. Thank God he mostly recovers now. However, none of us want to put stress on him. According to Dad, he never knew about Hank's existence until last year when his mistress came back. Nobody in our family knew really until Dad brought Hank to a family event to break the news to us. He blindsided and humiliated my mom and it was the final straw for her. They divorced after that. I honestly don't hate Hank. It's just that right now I can't imagine spending time with him. He's a minor still so everything will have to involve either our father or his mother. And that is a no for me right now. Perhaps in the future, things will be different. Who knows? Hopefully things get resolved soon. Thank you everyone again for the amazing advices and words of support. Not the asshole. He can deal with his shitty decisions. The divorce is finalized. He can't go back and change the terms now. Additionally, it sounds like he didn't put in most of the money. It sounds like at most he put in 25%. Either way, he no longer has any claim to it. He can take out loans for Hank. Here is all that matters. The court gave the money to your mom. Make sure she doesn't cave to pressure. If your dad gets any money from the account, it will be your mother's fault. Tell your dad he's free to take out as many loans as he needs to fund Hank's education. Not the asshole that was an investment made by your parents during their marriage to benefit their 3 kids. The court left it with your mom. Your dad has no entitlement to those funds. They are solely for the benefit of you, Connor and Sophia. Not the asshole at all. Where does your father get the idea that he set up this fund when it was your grandparents on your mom's side? Do his family members know the whole story? Not the asshole. The fund was meant for you and your siblings. It's likely his mistress been pressuring him to set up a college fund for Hank and he doesn't have any money. Don't give in. This sounds like a situation where consulting a lawyer would be helpful. Not the asshole.